Hey Counter Slammers, I want to welcome you to another model review. This week we're going to take a look at yet another model that was released at GenCon 2014, and that is the newest Gator caster, Jaga-Jaga. So as you can kind of see here, my paint scheme, I decided to make her a red Gator with the white kind of undead snake. And looks pretty cool. Very not that hard to put together, honestly. Put it together only just a few minutes, and so it wasn't too complex. She's a medium-based caster, and let's get into her stats and spells and stuff and see what she's made out of. So she has a Fury 7, so she's our second Fury 7 caster in Gators, which is really nice, next to Caliban. She has 16 hitboxes, which seems a little low at first, but she's got some decent armor and stuff. So she's got 5 Warbeast points, and her stats are she's a Speed 6, Strength 6, Mat 6, 666, always funny, Rat 5, Defense 14, Armor 16 with a command of 9. Her only attack is the snake that she has there on her arm, the big white undead snake, and that it has reach, and it's a power and strength of 11. I thought she might have maybe a bite or one other attack, because she does have another snake on her other arm, but apparently that one doesn't do anything, so it's harmless. She has, of course, she's amphibious, like any other Gator caster, so no shock there. And she's the Gatorman Warlock, so she can only take minion Gatorman Warbeasts. She has Chain Weapon, so with her snake, so the snake ignores buckler and shield weapons and shield wall when she's going for the attack. And it's also got poison, so against living models it gets the extra dice for damage. That's really it for her abilities. Not too complicated, not really that hard to understand. Her spell list, she has 5 spells. Some of these are new, some of them aren't. But first one is called Deadweight, costs 2, it's range 8, it's POW 12. What it says is when Deadweight destroys an enemy living undead model, choose an enemy model within 2 inches of the destroyed model. The chosen model must forfeit either its movement or its action during its next activation as its controller chooses. So that's kind of cool, sort of like a death chill ability where you destroy like a warrior model and a model within 2 inches of it. Bam, can't has to give his movement or his action. It's pretty nice. It's a good way to block some people up, and you'll kind of see she really is all about jamming your opponent up. That's really her shtick. She has Escort, which is really cool for Gators. I mean, now your beasts are speed 6 or 7 instead of speed 4 and 5. So again, if they start in her command control area, they get +2 speed, and as long as one of those beasts is within 3 inches of her, she gets +2 armor. So that's always nice. She has Ghost Walk, which is actually her most expensive spell at 3, and so target friendly model unit gains ghostly for 1 turn. Our Gatorman posse can already give themselves Pathfinder, but this, I guess, in another way lets them move through either buildings or obstructions, or they can not take free strikes, which is kind of nice if they need to get things out of combat, or her beast, or even herself. So that's one thing that she can do. She has Grave Wind, which is another new one, I think. It costs 2. And it is an upkeep spell, and it says target friendly faction model gains +2 defense and poltergeist. So basically when an enemy model misses an attack against that model, they get to push D3 inches away, which actually can kind of come into play really nicely with her, which we'll get into in a minute. She also has a spell called Spell Piercer, and this is one of those spells that actually Circle thought they were getting, and when they found out that they didn't and the Gators got it, they got pretty upset. It's a range of it costs 2, range of control. It's not an upkeep, but it says while within this model's control area, friendly faction models / units weapons gain magic weapon and blessed. So basically, their blessed means that they get to ignore any spell that increases defense and armor on a model. And wow, I mean, now we went from having almost 0 magic weapons to now like everything's magical with this caster. So good luck Crix with all those incorporeal models and all that other garbage. Really neat, and plus to have blessed on top of it is pretty amazing. So now our beasts can ignore defense and armor buffs against some of the harder to hit casters or units, and that can come into play really nicely with Gators. Gators really enjoy that. With her Grave Wind spell, what's kind of neat, a little combo with that I was thinking of was that if you use the Bone Swarm and keep it close with its Animus, and with her, you can put Grave Wind on herself, and she gets basically against living models +4 defense with Poltergeist, so she actually becomes defense 18, which is really awesome. Or if you manage to put that on her and put her in a cloud, again, 18. So that's pretty impressive actually for her. Again, with Poltergeist too, of course they miss, they get pushed away, then they'll get to attack again. She herself is not necessarily an assassination caster, which you know, in our next episode, I'm actually playing against Austin, who's going to bring Helga to the table, and you get a chance to see Jaga versus Helga, and who's the better caster? But you know, I would say if you're trying to assassinate with her, you're probably doing it wrong, or you know, something went wrong, because she's definitely not an assassination piece. With a mat 6, a lot of times casters with high defense, she's boosted to hit. A lot of times she needs 9s and 10s to hit, and it's just not advisable, I guess, so to speak. So the fact that she can boost improves her chance of killing things, especially with poison on her weapon, but I would definitely recommend not relying on that. So let's get into her feat real quick, and it's called Legion of Death. Legion! So it says when a living or undead enemy, non-warlock, non-warcaster warrior model is boxed by an attack while in Jaga-Jaga's control area this turn, you can take control of it. If you do, the model becomes a friendly faction undead solo, gains Dark Shroud, heals 1 damage point, and can immediately make a full advance. During this movement, the model cannot be targeted by free strikes. The model cannot activate and is removed from play when Legion of Death expires. Legion of Death lasts for 1 round. And of course, you know, when it gains Dark Shroud, it means any model that it's engaged with basically loses 2 armor. So, really kind of cool. Like I said, her feat and her abilities really jam up your opponent. You know, you start killing off their infantry, especially if they do infantry heavy, and you can, you know, basically create a wall of models that they have to chew through just to get to your stuff, of their own stuff, which is kind of funny. It only works on warrior models, so if you kill a beast or a jack, it's not like you can't move them into, you know, around, things like that. You don't get control of them. But what is nice is that they do actually still get free. They can still free strike models that go past them, so they can't just run past their own models. And with the Dark Shroud, that can be really nice. And but when you do kill a model and you make a movement, they do not get an attack. It says they don't activate. So basically, you kill a warrior model, it gets to move, park it next to something, jam something up, and you know, or position it in a way that you can get your other models through, or gain the bonus on the Dark Shroud against you know, other models too. So overall, pretty cool, very fun caster to play. She's pretty versatile, but she's, like I said, she's all about jamming things up. She makes her beasts a lot quicker. And she's pretty good. I don't think she releases until late October, so you know, it'll be a while before the Gators get a chance to get their hands on her. But if you do have her, feel free to comment below other combinations and other things that you've managed to work with her. If you know, are looking at picking her up, I would say she's definitely worth it. You know, I don't know necessarily the Gators necessarily needed another caster, but she definitely brings enough new to the table, similar to Rask when Rask was doing. You know, when he first came on board, he brought enough that was new to the table to Gators to make them worth taking. And I think Jaga does just as well with that. So, with the battle engine coming out pretty soon, you know, I think it's going to be a kind of a combo with her. I'm sure it'll be in her tier list, and it will probably do really well. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. We'll see you guys next on the next model review or on the next episode of CounterSlam.